Today we're going to show you through the Autosleeper Nuevo. So we're going to run through the outside bits and bobs first. So when you get to the petrol station, it's diesel, and this is where we're going to fill it up. You do need the key to unlock that one, and then just fill it up with normal diesel. Do not put diesel in here, it is just fresh water, so it does say on there. And on the set of keys, the little red dot for this specific one, obviously this isn't going to be the same in all the different ones that are out there, but on this one, the door key and the gas bottle key has got the little red bobble on, or a little red tape on, and the water hasn't. So we literally turn that one, push it in and turn it, and that will come out, and we can just fill that up with a hose. And then obviously that will, there is a little indicator inside, but when you're filling it up, the only thing you can do is just run inside, press the little indicator, and I'll show you how to do that afterwards. Otherwise you'll get your feet wet. So again, then just put that in, push it in and turn it, and then lock that up. To drain off your fresh water is this tank, or this tap here, so that will then drain off your fresh water tank, and then it's just turn the little top tap in line like that, and that will then stop that from draining off. Fridge vents, so you don't really need to do anything like that with those. If it's really cold, you might need to put covers on, and if it's really hot, you might need to make sure there's enough ventilation. So if you go abroad, it's just having enough ventilation by those, so keeping the door sort of half open will help that slightly. Our awning light, we've got the reversing camera and the ladder to see up on the top, and then at the front again, for our gas connection, it's the one with the red little bobble on, and that will open and lock our gas locker. So that'll open and close up our gas locker, and then it's reverse thread. So when we connect this connection onto our little red bottles, which is the propane, we have to go reverse thread. There is a spanner that is in this cupboard, and then it's just literally tighten that up, and then we can put the actual gas into the on position, and that will then put the gas through into the motorhome for us. Little cover here is for our onboard hot water tank. So if we're going to use our hot water on the gas, this has to be removed. So you've got to take this off when we're going to use our gas on the hot water. Our mains electric in, so this is where we're going to plug our mains electric in. So literally plug it into the motorhome first, and then if you pop onto the site and just plug that in on site, or plug it into the house then, but always connect up to the motorhome first and then into the site or the house. Flush water for the toilet at the top one. I've not checked which key it is, this one. So again, we've got our little red sticker on, so that opens that one up, and then the actual cassette is at the bottom. To let this one out is the little yellow cap, and then that will slide out. In the winter, to drain off our flush water, there's a little cap here, a little grey cap, so you'll remove that, and then the water will drain out and it'll spurt out in a little container then. So if you remove our actual cassette, have a little tub in the bottom here, and that will just catch the last little drips when you drain that water system down. Again, it's always worth just keeping this locked when you're on site, so that nobody can steal your cassette if they've made a mess of theirs. Again, it's the red tape, and that will lock our cassette toilet up. And then for our grey water, so our wastewater effectively from our shower and our sinks, is going to fill up a tank, and then again to open that up is this way here, so that will drain off the dirty tank, the grey water tank, so you're off your sinks and your showers, etc. And then to close it off again is just to the side there, and that will then allow the tank to fill up. You drive over the little point on site and then literally just open that up, and that will drain all of your grey water into the waste point on site. The step is manual, so it's just literally pull that in and out by hand. When we come into the motorhome, so inside then we've got our control, so we can either go off the habitation battery, we can check what power we've got from the habitation battery, or we can be from the vehicle battery. So again, that will then test how much power we've got on the actual vehicle battery itself. Our master electric on, so that will put our main power system on. Our water pump on and off, and again you'll get the little light to say that that's running, and then our lights on, so we can then turn all of our internal lights. We can then turn all of our internal lights into the on position with the little individual switches. And when I was saying outside about filling up that onboard water tank, to then check the water level is our little water one here, and you can see we're into the empty there. It's only just coming up very slightly, so as you fill that one up, that will then come up, and you'll know then when to stop filling that one up. Heating controls, so when we've got our 230 volt connected in, so we've got our hot water control, so we need to get all of our water through all of the taps first before we put our electric hot water or our gas hot water on. And then basically what we'll do to do that is obviously fill our onboard water tank up, put our water pump into the on position, and then with our hot tap is get all of that water coming through the system. And we want a nice flow as we've got now, no coughing and spluttering. If we've got coughing and spluttering, we need to wait until it's a nice steady flow on the hot and the cold, and then we'll need to do the bathroom as well. The pressure system or the water system works on a pressure switch, so we need to get that water through the system on all of our taps and get all of that water through and get that water tank filled up with water before the pump will be cutting on and off. So again, we'll need to get the water through on the shower as well, hot and cold, and then get that system full of water and all the air out, and then the pump will kick in as normal. Once we've got all that system full of water, we can then put either our electric hot water on, or we can put our gas hot water on. Now if we're using our gas hot water, that cover that was on the outside is the one that we need to make sure that has been removed before that will light up. Now what we'd normally tend to do is run the gas on the hob system first to get the air out of the system and get the gas running through, and then we'll light up our individual items. So an easier way to get our gas through the system first, so to light up our fire, our water heater, etc., a little bit easier and quicker, is using our hob. So we can physically see that we've got the gas coming through, and it's just a quicker way to actually get the gas through the system first, and then it will mean that our other items will light up a little bit quicker. And we'll keep the gas control held in until we've got a nice steady flame as we have there, and we can then light up our other ones. Is that our grill? Sorry. Light up our other hob rings, and this will just make life a bit easier then when we come to light up our hot water, our heating on the gas. It'll just get the majority of the gas through the system. We have got an electric ring as well, so that back one there, electric, and we've got the little light on there. So if you do forget and you do knock that or something, just always look out for that little light and make sure that that's in the off position. Just by getting all the gas through on here, it just means that our fire and our heating now will light up a little bit quicker. So if we go to our hot water now on the gas, you'll see that we've got the little green light, and then that should stay on, and we shouldn't get a little red light. If we get the little red light, it's just literally a case of turning it off and turning it back on. And as long as we've got the gas through on our hob and grill and oven first, these should just light up a little bit quicker and easier. So that's nicely then. You can control on the gas the temperature of the hot water. On the electric, it is just set to 70 degrees, so if you're using your electric hot water, it is just going to heat that water system up to 70 degrees, and there's no controlling it. Whereas I say on the gas on this side here, you can control how hot that water gets. For our fire, so we'll turn the control dial around to the 10, we'll hold this in, and then the ticking should stop, and we should release that, and you'll hear the fire actually roar up then. and that then will be running on the gas heater. Again, at the top then is just our thermostat, so that will then control how hot the actual fire is going to get for us, and then when we're finished, all the way to the 0, and that is then back into the off position. We've then got the fridge, so again our gas on the fridge is our top one just here. And again, you'll hear that ticking, and then once you can not hear the ticking anymore, and you should be able to just hear a dull sound of the actual gas burner working away and lighting up and actually working, and that will then cool the fridge down on the gas. If we've got our mains electric and we want to use the 230 volt, again it's just our 230 volt in the middle there, and then we have got our 12 volt, so as we're traveling, if you just want to keep the fridge cool, we can put it onto the 12 volt and just keep the fridge cool. It's not going to freeze it down like it will on the gas or the electric, but it will just keep it nice and cool. And then over on our right hand side we've got the control dial for how cold that fridge is going to get, so if it's getting too cold and things are freezing up, just adjust it on there. The other little thing then, so we've got lots of 230 volt sockets, we've got 12 volt, we've got aerial, we've got a little radio isolator, so the radio that's actually in the front will always stay live. To actually turn that radio on and off when you're actually using the motorhome is a little switch here, so this will actually turn and control that radio on and off at the very front from this switch here. So if you don't want that radio powered, just a little radio isolator switch there. Onto our travelling seats, so if we have got somebody or two people that we want to travel with in the back seats, our middle cushion will remove. We've got the seats then that will slide right fully in and lock in, and again we just need to make sure that they've locked in, and there's a little tab here that should fold up into the top. Now we'd got these wrong previously. We thought that the bottom base had to be removed, but what actually happens is these go in and lock in, and then these sit at an angle, so that is the actual correct way. Once we've double checked and made sure, that is the way that those seats actually work on both of them, so they just go in at a slight angle. Same with this one, so again we'll just lock it fully in, so just make sure that that's locked fully in, and then our little clips at the back again. Just lock in, and that then is our seats. And then to put the beds back, so again to slide these back out, we press our little button in, and that will then allow the beds to slide forwards. Our little backrests will now come out and go back into place. Now to make this up into a big double bed as well, if you don't want to use it as two single beds, is just at the sides here we have got the little sliders, the little rails for the actual bed. So we'll then slide our little rails over, and there's a little catch to the other side then that just locks that into place. Same over at this side, so again our little rail then pulls out and sits into place, and then just hidden in here is our back cushions. So we now fold these ones out, fold these ones out, fold these ones out, and then these are going to sit on our little rails, and again exactly the same this side. So we'll fold this one out, fold that one out, fold this one out, fold that one out, turn it back over again, and then this will drop into our gap, and voila, we've got a nice double bed. So not too bad, hidden away nicely at the back there, makes it into a massive, really big, huge double bed, so quite easy to make up and down, and then again to put away. So again, opposite way to put them back, So we lift these up, fold everything back in, pop our little pieces in, same on our next one. Again, put those back in, and then our little rails just fold back over, and then our bases cleverly tuck away. So again, back to our normal seating configuration then. So just back to our normal seating. Now, once you've finished with your water system, and if we're getting to winter or we want to clean our water system down, empty our water system down, just underneath of this seat here is the drain off for our fresh water, or our hot water tank basically, and our internal water system. So to drain all that down, then we'll pop that into the upright position, and that will drain that complete water system down for us, especially in the winter if it's going to freeze up. We'd then open all of our taps into the open position, so bathroom, shower and sink, just make sure they're into the open position, and that will then drain the complete system down for you. So we have to open up our roof light. So firstly we open it up with our little dial at the side here. We've then got in or out, so if we want to extract out, we'll then put these dials into the on position, and that will then extract out. If we then turn it back off again with our main dial, we can then turn it back to blowing in. So again, we can actually then blow cool air into the motorhome, exactly the same again, and that will then just blow inwards. If we've finished, again, it's just making sure then that we close this down before we travel, make sure it's fully locked down. And again, during the day, if you're going to go out, probably worth locking that back down. If it rains, obviously water will come in through there, so that will then get it all ready for you. But that is pretty much it. If there's anything that you get stuck with or you're not sure on, just give us a shout, but hopefully that will sort of get you through all the basic setups and how to work everything.